Hello again, it's Mike Ferry. Welcome back to Mike Ferry TV, the week of August 21st. We really do appreciate the fact that we have probably now 30, 40,000 agents like yourself a week watching these little shows that I produce. And you know, I get asked all the time, why do I keep doing this? And the answer is very simple. My job is to assist anybody that wants to improve their performance, And we do it in a variety of ways. As you know, through the Mike Ferry organization, we do about 40 four-day seminars throughout US and Canada. We do another 40 throughout Europe each year also. We do the big retreats, which are a lot of fun for me to do. We have management retreats, we have books, we have audios, DVDs, CDs. We have a whole library of information. I think we have today about 400 videos on YouTube for people to watch. We have one set of videos, which I hope you've watched, called A Day in the Life Of. And I interviewed in a studio, I think there was about 20 or 21 top producing agents. And I said in these 30-minute interviews, what do you do all day and how do you do it and what happens? Boy, they're the most honest, uplifting, inspiring educational videos I've ever done. They've had over 400,000 views so far, which of course is not a lot compared to some, but in our little small field of real estate, it's a lot. So I want to continue what we started last week, and we stopped on number 9, looking at 18 thoughts, words, and actions that we can use in 2016 to improve the quality of our life. Well, Mike, why are you doing this in mid-2017? Because as I stated last week, during our Superstar Retreat 2 weeks ago in Vegas, I don't know why, but I had probably a half a dozen to a dozen people say, can you reproduce that report from 2016? And as I said last week, I had to first figure out what report it was. I produced probably about 20 reports a year. They're all online. Go to MikeFerry.com, press the button for reports, download them, read them, and do what you like. But I produce volumes of information if you're eager to learn. Remember, there is a direct correlation between what we learn and what we earn. If we can keep filling that mind full of good ideas, you're going to make it, and you're going to make it every time. So we're going to continue. Here's point number 10 of those 18 points. You've heard me talk about it for years. We have to learn at some point to deal with the rejection that we get daily in this business. You know, I've never understood this because I was trained virtually in my early 20s by some of the great sales trainers of our time that rejection is part of life. Rejection is part of what we experience. And I use the example all the time. If you have kids, and a lot of you do your kids always do what you ask? And you're going to say no, which means your kids are therefore rejecting you. If you're married, does your spouse always do what you ask? And you're going to say no. That means your spouse is rejecting you. You don't get a divorce and you don't give up on your kids because they don't make their bed and because your spouse doesn't want to go to dinner. Why then, when you're involved in sales, which we are as real estate people, would you let somebody who says no to you affect your life, your business, your production, your income, and your outcomes? It makes no sense. So you say to a total stranger, my name is Mike, I'm in real estate, would you like to sell your home? And they say no. Well, first of all, don't they have a right to say no? And the answer is yes. Do they have to sell their home because you said so? Of course not. And don't you have to be told no time and time again to get to the eventual yes? And the answer is yes. So anybody that is clearly thinking about real estate knows that if you're not communicating, if you're not talking to, if you're not involved with people. Now some of you say, well, Mike, what I do is I just buy all my leads off the internet, which is fine. Buy your leads off the internet. But are those leads you're buying, are they calling you? No. Are they texting you? No. Are they sending you emails? No. You have to communicate. You have to talk to them. And if you talk to them just because they looked up and saw a listing of yours online and they saw your name and you purchased that and you received that lead, doesn't mean that they have to buy it. They're going to still reject you. The hardest part of real estate is learning to accept the fact that the word no is a stepping stone to the word yes. Number 11 on our list is the word acceptance. What if they all say yes? That can screw up the whole program, can it? I tell agents all the time, you go up to a door. Hi, my name is Mike. I'm in real estate. Do you want to sell your home? No. Okay, go to the next door. My name is Mike. I'm in real estate. Do you want to sell your home? No. Okay, go to the next door. My name is Mike. I'm in real estate. Do you want to sell your home? And they say yes. And you smile and say, you're kidding. and you go to the next door. See, most of us can't accept the fact that if you have the mindset and you have the skills and you take action and you do all the things we talked about last week and this week, people are going to accept you and let you list and help them buy a home. Acceptance is part of the business. Now, why is acceptance so hard? Because most of us have a very, very poor self-image. We don't look in the mirror and see a great potential superstar real estate agent. Well, Mike, you just don't know who I am. I don't care who you are. You can change the image of who you are by changing what you place in that wonderful, unbelievable computer called a mind. But if you don't change what you see in the mirror, you can't change the results. Acceptance is the name of the game. I accept the fact that each week, tens of thousands of people watch this particular show that I do, and I accept the fact that I can help people make a better life for themselves. And I can accept the fact that some people write me notes and say, I don't like what you said. It's part of the game, rejection. But I accept the fact that if I keep doing it, I can have an impact. Remember, guys and gals, I'm 72. I've been doing this work for 42 years now. I've done over 6,000 seminars worldwide. I've spoken to several million people. We have had more impacts on more people in real estate than anybody probably in history. And yet at the same time, I accept the fact that people reject what I have to say. But I accept the fact that they accept what I have to say, and because of that, they have a better life. Number 12 on our list is the word embarrassment. You know, I get comments all the time in my seminars. Mike, let me tell you what happened. And then this happened, and I was so embarrassed. I go, well, that happens as part of life. Now let's stop. Here we are, August 21st. Have you had any embarrassing moments this year so far? I'll bet you have. Did you live through it? I bet you did. Are you going to be okay? I'm sure you are. I said to a group recently, if we took 100 people in a seminar and we had every person stand up one at a time and say, this is my most embarrassing moment of my life, after 3 or 4, we would laugh at them for a lack of originality, because that's called reality. Embarrassment is part of the game. One of the funniest stories in a seminar happened in Beverly Hills, where an agent actually said, working with a buyer in a big, beautiful mansion that was worth millions of dollars, walking backwards in the backyard, looking at the buyer in the eye, stepped into the pool and sunk to the bottom. And then when she finally got out of the pool, the buyer had left because they were embarrassed for her, and she was, of course, embarrassed they left. Dumb things happen every day in life. Don't be embarrassed, move on. Number 13 is a hard one, okay? And that is learning and understanding the value of using a canned presentation every time you talk to a buyer or seller. See, in essence, do you really know what to say in every phase of the sales process? Now, people challenge me all the time. I don't like canned presentations. Well, tell somebody that cares, okay? We make money because we know what to say. We make money because we know what to do. We make money because of the repetition of saying certain things a certain way to a buyer or seller to get a certain response, to get a contract signed. A professional golfer, their whole life is based on a canned presentation. Watch, a professional tennis player, they're trying to repeat the process the same way every time. But a doctor doing surgery better have a canned presentation or all the patients die. Every pilot flies a plane with a canned presentation. It's called a pre-flight checklist. Here's the example I use. I always say, ladies, when you get up in the morning to put on your makeup, is it a canned presentation? Of course it is. You want the makeup to look the same way every time. You don't get up one morning and say, you know, just today, for the fun of it, I'm putting my lipstick up here. Nobody does that. Putting on your makeup for a man, tying their tie, for shaving, it's a canned presentation. The sooner you learn and understand the value of a canned presentation, believe me, the better your life is going to be. But let's take a different approach. We use little canned presentations every day. You're walking down the street, you see a good friend of yours. Hey, Tom, how you doing? I'm great. Mike, how you doing? Just great. How have you been, Tom? I'm fine. How are you, Mike? I'm fine. What have you been up to? Not much. How about you? Not much. Well, have a great day. Have a great day, and you leave. That's a canned presentation. We say the same thing all day long. Why don't we put better ingredients in our can, say something a little more intelligent to the buyer and seller, get more contracts signed because we say the right thing, make more money as a result. Number 14, and this is a tough one. You got to maintain a sense of humor in the crazy business of real estate, because it's a crazy business. First of all, look at the number of people in this business. Someplace right now, there's someplace around 1.3 million active real estate agents in the U.S. I mean, in some cities in North America today, the majority of all the people in the city are in real estate. When the police stop you, they ask for your real estate license. They figure you have one. Well, if you can't maintain a sense of humor, knowing that the competition is immense, but also pathetic, because most of your competitors, they can't even find the office if they didn't have GPS in their car. You got to maintain a sense of humor. You know, people say to me all the time, why do you tell so many stories that are so funny? I'm entertaining myself. Watch, a sense of humor relieves stress. A sense of humor obviously brings people in. A sense of humor makes our life so much better at that moment. You don't have to be a comedian, but see, learn to look at things with a smile. Learn to look at things with a great attitude. Learn to look at things and find some humor in what you do. I mean, watch yourself on a listing presentation. If you want to have a good laugh right now, close your eyes and think about your production, because in most cases, it's a joke. Number 15 on our list, okay, is developing our communication skills. Developing our communication skills. I'll bet over the course of my 42 years of doing this work, I've asked hundreds, maybe thousands of people that have trouble communicating to learn a script, because a script is a communication tool, okay? When you call somebody on the phone, my name is Mike, I was wondering, when do you plan on moving? You're not planning on moving? Great, how long have you lived at this address? And where did you folks move from? Well, see, when you have a script, you communicate. And I tell people all the time, if you really have a challenge communicating, go take a Dale Carnegie course of some type. They have wonderful courses, been around for 50 years or more. And these courses teach you how to communicate. Our ability to communicate is what is going to be the difference between yourself and those masses of non-professional agents you're competing against. However, when you're competing against an agent that can communicate and you can't, you know what happens, you lose all the time. Number 16 on this list is a fun one, okay? It's accepting the fact that you can earn substantial amounts of money in the real estate business. You can earn a lot of money. I mean, in many, many towns in North America today, the top real estate salespeople are actually the top paid people in the entire town. You take the insurance people, the bankers, the financial planners, you take the small business owners. Many times the top agent is the top earning person. Can you learn to live with money? Because see, our background, our upbringing, our family, our church upbringing, our education and schooling, all these thoughts formulate our beliefs about money. And if we don't have a strong belief that we deserve money, that we can earn money, that having money is okay, guess what? So I think probably one of the hardest parts of real estate is accepting the fact that you can earn a lot of money if you have the skills to do the job that you and I want you to do. Number 17, probably one of the hardest parts, okay? And that is deciding that the past is behind you and the past does not have to control what you do today and the future. We all have a past. It's called the past. Today is not called the past. Today is called today. Tomorrow is called the future. What are you doing to help yourself become more productive today? What are you going to do tomorrow to become a better real estate agent? Well, Mike, you have to understand what happened to me one time. I don't have to understand what happened to you one time. It doesn't matter what happened to you one time. That is our past, period. And the sooner you block out whether it was a big success or a total disaster, the sooner you block it out, the more you can deal with today as it should be dealt with. And number 18 on this list, probably the hardest one, and that is the ability to work every day at developing a higher level of versatility in working with buyers and sellers. Versatility, as you know, is the ability to adapt quickly to different situations, different people on a regular basis. Not everybody is going to be just like you. Not everybody's going to feel like you. Your versatility is how well do you adapt to the circumstances taking place. The higher the level of versatility, the higher the level of productivity. The higher the level of acceptance, the higher the level of production, the higher the level of income. 10, 12 years ago at one of our retreats, I made a statement to our audience. And I said to the audience, I believe that the average agent loses 15 to 25 paychecks a year, commission checks, from a lack of versatility. The person you meet is not like you, so you don't understand how to deal with them. Folks, we're not all alike. Yes, we're human beings, male and female. Watch, we're young and we're old. We're fat and we're thin. We're smart and we're dumb. We have energy, we don't. But the truth is, each of us needs to learn to deal with a wider spectrum of people. And when we do that, our life becomes a lot better almost instantaneously. Develop versatility and you develop a better life for yourself. Well, let's have some fun with these ideas this week. I hope you took good notes last week. Hope you're taking notes today again. On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 the best, how good are you at each of these 9 points from today? I'll look forward to talking to you guys and gals next week. Have a great week.